We're live.
Live and direct. So, back for another week's edition. We're doing things differently this week. We've got a live stream for you. It's myself at your inconvenience case.
Myself, Nate Knows.
Yo, it's King OP the Great. Come on.
Let's get right into it.
The one thing.
There's no foreplay. Straight into it.
King OP the Great is still a thumbnail. We're going to sort that out soon.
Yeah. It's like an avatar in space.
That's how we roll, fam. Avatar.
No thumbnail. Let's delve straight into it. Let's sink our teeth into it. What do you think of the performance yesterday? Part 2 of the. Well, it's not going to be a trilogy, but the part 2 of the Canelo and Triple G fight.
Lip and top is how I would describe it. Essentially, it's to unravel. My scorecards, my personal scorecards, Canelo didn't win that fight. I felt Canelo was down by 2 points. Canelo was dominating in the first few rounds, up until about round 6. Then Triple G started to steal it again. And I will say Triple G definitely the 10th and 11th round.
And 12th round.
12th round, I think
the 12th round, I felt like the first 2 minutes he was mugging it.
Yeah, and then I think it was mugging him.
But
I think Canelo came back strong in the last minute of that round.
The 12th round is questionable. It was questionable.
Questionable. I think it was questionable. But yeah, the scorecards, it was rigged. But what do you expect? When
it's in favor of.
Yeah, it's going to be in favor of, which I knew. I did say if he's going to go to points, then it's going to be Canelo who's going to win on points. But to be fair, in this fight, I was thinking that Canelo would outbox him.
Yeah, it wasn't the case.
It wasn't really the case.
I think it's a bit of a haggard situation, really. I'll be honest. When I say this, I don't get me confused. I think Canelo did what he needed to do to win the fight. Follow me for a sec. In terms of in the first fight, they couldn't give it to him. If they got the points, if they give him that fight, it would have been a clear robbery. It would have been very clear what Oscar De La Hoya and them what they were trying to do. In this fight, he looked active. Rarely went backwards. The fight was basically in the center of the ring. So, that's all he needed to do. Look busy, make a couple connections, and they will give him the fight. For me, I don't remember at any point in that fight where I saw Triple G hurt. I saw him tight.
No, he was.
Okay,
He was. In round was it rounds 5 and 6.
Okay, cool.
When Canelo started moving away.
The time when Triple G hurt Canelo, it was very obvious. Because it wasn't obvious to me.
But that was only one at one point.
That was 3 times. It happened 3 times.
Canelo got hurt 3 times.
It happened in round 10 and round 9, where literally Canelo had to literally compose himself, and then he started attacking back.
And don't forget, it was round 11 the first time Canelo went on the ropes because he got pushed back onto the ropes. He took a shot.
He went on the ropes when he was hurt.
Yeah.
Whole fight. There was clear times where Triple G hurt him.
I'm thinking of the one time where he was stunned by the punch, and you could see that he was hurt. I've never seen Canelo in that situation before.
Yeah,
where it was more or less had his guard up, and he was surviving. Then he grabbed onto Triple G.
You saw it in Mayweather fight. Mayweather had him against the ropes. I think round 6, and he fucking him up. He could have taken him out.
Yeah, that was the second time he hurt him. That's when he had to grab him. The first time he hit him, literally everybody stood up in the arena, and he was like, "Whoa!" And then he composed himself really well and rallied back. But for me, Triple G won that fight. But again, it's like if going to the scorecards, we're always going to play in the favor of Canelo. They tried their hardest to give that fight to Canelo.
Yeah, but I mean, the reason why I don't really complain about it so much because I feel that Danny Jacobs won against Triple G.
Yeah.
And the same thing that happened to Danny Jacobs happened to Triple G last night.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not really complaining about it. But I mean, personally, I wanted Canelo to win anyway. So it might be a slight bias.
I wanted Triple G to win.
For me, let me give you my little take on it. I think what happened is that I, probably like you, man, as well, got drawn into the fight and forgot how much politics are surrounding the fight. Because I think all 3 of us agreed before the fight happened that Triple G had to stop Canelo in order to get a victory. There was no two ways about it. And then when it came down to the actual scorecards, don't forget there was one draw, and then the other two judges had it only by 1 point, 1 round.
They gave the last
how
and why they gave it to him, but go on.
But when you look at it though, in the sense of throughout the duration of the fight, up until round 8, I think most of us had it level. We then said round 9 was an even round. So really we're only judging it on the championship rounds 10, 11, and 12. So from my perspective, and I think from yours, KC, and even Nate, we said 10, 11 definitely with Triple G. And then round 12 was going to be dubious. Like, we don't know, because obviously, like you said, Triple G came out and dominated the first half of that round. And then second half was, you saw a rally back from Canelo. And then the last 10 seconds was what it was. So really, we're basing it, for my experience anyway, we're basing a fight on 3 rounds. Now, to me, if I'm generous to give Canelo the last round, I'd say still Triple G had that fight by 1 point, which is why I gave it. But if you look at the scorecards, you can't be super mad. But I think what everyone's pissed off about is the fact of, because of the last fight, it's just a knock-on effect. Because we know the last fight, he was clearly robbed, Triple G.
Yeah.
So when we look at this fight now, we're hoping that we get some type of, favorable decision for the guy who should have been awarded the fight in the first place. And a draw, I would have been happy with a draw.
I would have been happy with a draw. I wouldn't have been mad at a draw.
Well, it would have been raucous.
Yeah.
Nah, I think a draw, people would have been calm, because everyone would want to see the round. Everyone would want to see the third fight. But now there's never going to be no third fight. No way.
I think people would have been more acceptable of a draw in this fight, because they got they actually were signed up for in the first fight. The first fight, Canelo was on his bike pretty much the whole fight and counted. This fight, they stood in the middle of the ring pretty much the whole
fight.
So
they touched the ropes once in the whole fight. Canelo touched the ropes once.
You would have definitely wanted to see a part 3, because it would have been 2 draws. Okay, cool. This is the decider. Whoever wins this one is the winner. I would have wanted. I was mad because in the first fight, because it was I thought it was a clear victory for Triple G, but they gave it a draw. This fight was, if someone said a draw, they gave it to Canelo. It's pretty much what Dan said yesterday in the group. He said, this is how they score Canelo fights now. If it's a draw, Canelo. If it's a clear victory for the other person, it's a draw. I don't think that's really clear. But again, I think it's just the politics of boxing, and that's the dirty side of it. They're protecting their star, and they had ownership of the show, basically. And when you have ownership of the show, you see it. You don't be, I know we're not talking about him on to the end, but something similar. If England, Wembley, goes to 12 rounds, AJ's getting the decision.
100%.
Obvious.
Every single day of the week. It happens, innit? But
100%. But that's the thing, though, what I was trying to highlight is that I think sometimes, particularly because we're on the other side of the pond, we forget how big a star Canelo really is. Like, Canelo's got the whole of North America pretty much. So he's got Mexico as a nation backing him. And then he's got the whole Hispanic community in America, plus everyone else, the tag-alongs. You understand me? Now, when you talk about translate that into pay-per-view money, you can't necessarily let him lose, especially when it's a close fight, because Triple G is not going to take the mantle of being the pay-per-view guy in America.
I don't see many more fights.
Nah, I don't either. I think he might. I think it might be sensible if he maybe throws in the towel now and calls it a day, because he looked at points in that fight slow and old.
He looked aged in that
because
fight.
But again, this is what I'm saying. We're not. I want to focus. The fight itself was a fantastic fight.
Yeah, amazing fight of the year, bro.
Easily the fight of the year. Canelo fought a very, very good fight by constantly investing in body shots, which later on gave him real estate. Do you know what I mean? As in, he looked every time Triple G went to the corner, he would okay. With deep breath. Only went to the corner, he's composed, cool. Like, he looks like a psychopath, because in the next that's the body. Do you know what I mean? But in that fight, he was panting, he was breathing, he looked tired, he looked his age, basically.
100%. If you look at the punch stats, I think Canelo had landed with something like 49 body shots, and Triple G only landed with 3. And
go to the body at all. He was headhunting. He didn't go to the body at all for some reason.
Nah, he was going, but I saw Canelo catch a few. He caught a lot of them.
Oh, okay. I didn't see him throw too many. If I'm honest, I see because he threw 800 punches in total. He worked. You know, we're calling him old, but he actually threw more punches than
he threw
Canelo.
More punches.
He worked harder than Canelo. I just think the variation of his shots. Because if you're headhunting, like all I have to do is time. Like, I don't have to worry about my body. Because Canelo was going head, body, head.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I said, when you're headhunting, you've got to set the shot better because Canelo's not a mug, bro. The way, if you look throughout the fight, I think I was saying it, the way he was slipping shots and just doing little pivots to get out of the way of Triple G's counters. You're not fighting an amateur or an average boxer. You can't just be throwing straight shots and expecting them to connect. Canelo's too smart for that, too slick for that, and he wasn't really disguising his shots too well.
His Triple G's jab was working magic. Like he landed the majority of his punches landed with jab. I didn't realize he had such an efficient jab. I'll be so real with you. He doubles it up like he's got a serious jab, a stiff jab. Like. Again, I think one thing that really worked well in Canelo's favor as well is I think what's his name? Touch up on it. Roy Jones, because the Canelo team said exactly what they were going to do, and he did exactly that. And that's what the media were telling and feeding the public. Because he did that, it's like, oh wow, he said he was going to do that and he did it. So that helped, that worked for him. I think that was a fair point Roy Jones made yesterday. If anybody didn't see the post report on any of the fight, but yeah, I think that's a fair point. What do you think about that? The fact that Canelo said he was going to do this standing ring, not Mexican, he's going to do a Mexican style fight.
Yeah. That's what made the fight though.
Yeah,
that's what made the fight like what it was. He did not run away.
Yeah. There was blood this time.
Yeah, there was blood this time. He got a cut on his eye.
Both of them.
So yeah, it was an epic fight, man.
Has there been support from Triple G's team yet? Because he walked out the ring, didn't he?
Yeah, he did the post fight. Did the post fight interview.
What did he say?
He was just saying he felt like he did enough. You know what? He didn't really go into any like kind of expletives or say there was any type of corruption. Yeah. But he implied that he did enough. It's interesting though. Abel Sanchez said one thing. That's Triple G's coach. He was saying that, yeah, he agreed that Canelo, basically, they were goading Canelo to come fight them in the center of the ring. And he agreed that Canelo did that. He also conceded that he thinks Canelo might have got the 12th round. And he said that's where it kind of hinged on. So I don't think Abel Sanchez didn't really seem too dejected or felt like a corruption was in place from what the impression he gave. And if you listen to the fight, the fight when we went to the corners, there was a couple of rounds where he wasn't telling Triple G he was losing, but he was effectively saying, come on now, you got to go knock him out.
Yeah, he did say it. I think it was round 7 or 8. He said, 7. He said, we're losing this fight. And from that point on, that's when Triple G took over. He actually, there was a part, he leaned in and he was like, you're losing, you're right? And then Triple G was like, okay, I need you to take that. From that point of the fight, that's when Triple G took over. And that's what Max Kellerman was saying, that the point where it looked like, wow, Canelo's winning the fight, you're getting washed. And he changed that. He decided to the point where he rewrote the story and was like, whoa, hold on. This is close, but Triple G looks like he's winning now. I can't remember what round it was. I think it was 6 or 7.
It was definitely around when Abel Sanchez was saying what he was saying. So I don't know, bro. Like we said, I don't think any of us think it's super, controversial in terms of the outcome. Like the scoring reflects what it could have been. Like it depends how you view that fight. And you got to remember, we're watching it and we're seeing all angles, whereas the judges, the ringside, they're pretty much seeing it from one viewpoint. If that makes sense.
Oscar De La Hoya's bank.
Of course. But I'm saying even still though, they're looking from one perspective, and them times when they're in the pocket and Triple G is throwing his combo, but Canelo's slipping, and then Canelo's throwing a counter. That might look a different way to how it looks to us.
Have you seen the fight back? I've actually watched the fight back without any commentary, and I still think
you know what? I watched the fight twice. I watched it on HBO, and I watched it on BT Sport. Like, because obviously the commentary differs between the two, and it's just mad. Like HBO's commentary, very biased.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was biased towards
No.
Canelo.
It was like Triple G's winning,
wait.
whatever.
What? Because I was watching mine on BT. I watched mine on BT.
Right, I watched on BT, and BT was a bit more neutral. But yeah, HBO was like full on Triple G's winning.
No.
Even their scorecards.
Have a gentleman. Okay. No, but because I was listening to I think at one point during the stream, I think it went towards HBO.
Right.
And Max Kellerman basically was talking like Canelo.
Nah, man. Like they HBO scorecards were pretty like the difference between
8 and 4, innit? Harold Lemon gave it to 8 rounds,
Yeah.
4 rounds to Canelo. But when they asked him, he goes, you know what, I don't know, man. This is just how I've seen at the moment.
Yeah.
If he said, Harold Lemon said, if they gave it to Canelo, I wouldn't be mad or surprised. That's what he said. So for me, it was a close fight. Again, I'm not going to say it was like a complete daylight robbery, it's a complete change of boxing. I just think you know what happened. You know exactly what happened in that fight.
It was pretty much expected if it was going to go to the full distance. You know, you expected that to happen, but it wasn't. I can't really say that was daylight robbery.
Nah, it wasn't daylight robbery. It's just that we just know Canelo didn't win. Simple as, isn't it? And
the majority. I
mean, because even now going forward, going from here, he can have a good couple of fights. But for Triple G,
I mean,
there's no point. If he goes against someone like Billy Joe,
I was about to say that
he's getting schooled. Personally, that's what I think. I think he loses that, and you don't really want to go out on a loss. So you probably have one more fight.
No, I think he's probably got like 2 to 3 fights left.
Who's the 2 to 3 opponents?
I think he will, if Saunders called him out, he probably would fight Saunders, and I think Saunders would beat him personally.
So
because Triple G looks human since Danny Jacobs.
But
yeah.
Then who's the 2-3 fights? Because if he loses to Billy Joe after losing off the back of a draw, a loss, and another loss, who's he going to fight after that? Where's the?
I don't think he fights Billy Joe next. You know.
Doesn't. I wouldn't.
I think he fights. What's it called? The winner of Jacobs, Derevchenko. Because that's in a couple of weeks, isn't it? And I can see Eddie Hearn. If Jacobs wins, which I believe should be the case, I can see Eddie Hearn clamoring for the Danny Jacobs versus Triple G. So I think that's a bigger fight, a bigger spinning fight, particularly in the States. I
think even that. I think he holds it all against Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, in the second, in the rematch. But I think there's a narrative to that story there, innit? There's the rematch. It's close. It's Triple G wanting to get a world title again. I think Billy Joe's obviously got Andrade next.
Yeah.
And depending on the numbers that pulls in, I see Billy Joe winning that. I think Billy Joe might fight the winner, like I said, of Jacob Triple G too. I think Canelo's gonna fight David Lemieux next. I think that's just clear. I think that's been set up with David Lemieux, Spike O'Sullivan on the undercard.
Knockout. Oh my god.
We'll talk about it later, bro. Trust me. That's going in the smoke section, fam.
Yo, listen to this. What about Chris Eubank Jr.?
What about him, bro?
That's a good fight for Canelo. Oh no, Triple G.
That's not gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, of course not. But I'm tongue in cheek in it. Like I think because Eubank was on some. Yeah, I'll be terrible. I'll be all wrong for Triple G. I just think it'll generate a lot of money.
Bro, Eubank Jr.'s only gonna fight De Gale, and then whatever happens after that, there might be another rematch, or there might be him calling out George Groves. I think Eubank Jr.'s career is pretty much going to be British based for have three, four more fights in UK, and that'll be it, bro.
Kind of get his profile back to where it was, and yeah, he go for the target, which is De Gale, because De Gale's on the decline, and I think if them two fought, he will probably beat De Gale now. Based off, I only can base De Gale off his last performance.
Yeah, he won, didn't it?
Yeah, but he was terrible.
Yeah, he's
very good.
The last 6 fights, it's almost like he starts like a hassle and then he's terrible. He finishes like woeful. I just think De Gale's a better boxer.
Yeah, and absolutely.
I think
De Gale's pushing 30 now, or 30 something, isn't it?
I mean,
I swear De Gale's like 30 years old now.
They just can't. I think like 32, 33.
Yeah, and he's never lived a life, bro. So that's why it's gonna catch up to him. He's a better boxer than Eubank Jr., but he has not lived a life, and there's no way he's gonna deal with that type of pressure. You know, Eubank Jr.'s coming to 12 hard rounds.
Yeah, but like that, all that he just looked horrible against George Groves the last fight, and he got exposed badly. I just don't think he has the footwork, or he doesn't know how to use his athleticism to get into range. His elbow. He's an inside fighter. Yeah. So if you're not looking to do that macho style with him, it's long. It's long. Like he can't get next to anyone. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see in it, but like I said, I don't think he's fighting again this year, and it's looking like a wasted year for him in terms of his career.
Probably getting himself back together, training.
Training,
probably sorting out from the backside, like what's going on.
If he's still training himself, he hasn't improved.
Nah, they're probably sorting that out.
Right. Nah, he was thingy. He was on standby for the World Super Series, World Boxing Super Series, for the final.
He needs a coach. He can't. All of this, like, you know, it looks sick when you're winning, when you're training yourself and you're getting the results. But when you've looked bad in like your two biggest fights of your career, that stuff you need to recalibrate everything in terms of.
Eubank Jr.
I agree with you. You can't change his whole fighting style, but just get a coach. It doesn't work.
Eubank Jr. is a football freestyler. You understand me? You know that man that go on YouTube and look sick on the freestyle football thing, do the top bins, all that stuff. Yeah, all that shit. That's Eubank Jr. fam.
But when it comes to kick,
exactly. Put them in a 90-minute game, bro. They're doing fuck all, fam.
Yeah. No, I agree with that assessment. To be fair, I agree with that analogy. I agree. So, where do we see Canelo going? Let's touch up on that quickly, and we can just swiftly move along.
Yeah, you think Canelo fight next?
I'm saying Lemieux, innit? It's Lemieux, bro. It's set up already, bro. Lemieux was on that card for a reason, bro.
That's an easy dub, though, for Canelo.
I mean, not necessarily, bro. Lemieux's not chinny, bro.
Pardon me?
Lemieux's not chinny.
And he can fight
but
still.
His style suits Canelo perfectly. Counter punching. And you only really have to avoid that left hook. That left hook is fire.
Nah, Lemieux can bang with both hands, bro.
Yeah, Lemieux can...
Look what he did to what's my boy called from Brooklyn, bro? The one that Triple G snuffed as well. Curtis oh fuck.
Kirkland.
Nah, not Kirkland. You'll come back to me. I think. But yeah, Lemieux can bang.
Yeah. So what? Bang enough to give Canelo trouble.
Yeah, bro. It's a big fight because don't forget, Lemieux's the top boy in Canada, pretty much. Him and Stevenson, and it's a North American thing. In Mexico, Canada, America, everyone be involved in it. It'd be a big fight, bro.
They'll probably have that fight in Mexico as well.
No, Vegas, bro. Everything's Vegas for Triple G. I mean, for Canelo.
I thought that a little homecoming, little big.
Nah, they don't do that. There's no money in Mexico, fam. Vegas, everything is Vegas, bro.
Got you.
And then yeah, that's it, really.
Let me just paint the picture for you. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2015, Vegas, the fight everybody wanted to see. Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. Is it May 4th or 5th? May 5th. Let's go May 5th.
May 5th.
And you know what happened that day? Mayweather came out victorious. They happened to be in Tokyo together. And from that, we've got a post saying, Mayweather saying 9-figure payday coming back to fight by Manny Pacquiao.
Apparently in December.
In December. Apparently in December.
Yeah, according to Lad's Bible.
See? Okay, cool. Let's paint the picture now. Recently this week, if any of you have been following, you would have seen that Amir Khan is doing his best Houdini impression. From any reason to fight Kell Brook, and was like, yes, that was a fight for him. You know, he can beat Pacquiao now. So let's just kind of put that all in a bowl and just work with all them ingredients. So what do you think? Start with you, Nick.
It's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good for Pacquiao at all. And I know
Pacquiao or Khan?
Sorry, Khan. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, it's not looking good for Khan because I know obviously he's screaming. He was saying, what did he say on toe to toe? So he was saying the Pacquiao fight makes more sense based off the fact that Pacquiao's all well known, and in terms of legacy, it will sound better if he beat Pacquiao.
He's not wrong, you know.
I know, definitely not. So that's his method of thought. That's his train of thought. And yeah, whatever he's gone to shreds. If this fight occurs between Pacquiao and Mayweather in December,
it's a mess. Do you know what? Oh, before we even get your take on the Khan situation regarding all of this, so obviously Mayweather promotes himself. I don't know what Pacquiao situation is. Is he self-promoted now?
I'm not sure, you know. I know him and Top Rank had a little bit of issue.
What is it? I thought that he's not with Top Rank anymore.
Yeah, apparently he's suing them also. He's got a lawsuit against what's his face?
Bob Arum.
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Do you know? Because there was one interview that Stephen A. Smith did, and was saying how Mayweather was disgusted with how much money Pacquiao made after their first fight.
Yeah.
And I think he only got, you know, I don't want to count people's pockets, but I heard something in the region of 80 million. Still would have been Pacquiao's biggest purse, but when you consider that old boy made what 250 million from that fight,
yeah,
it's a bit mad, isn't it? So isn't Pacquiao in talks with the Zone?
I mean, Eddie Hearn's saying that he's in talks with everybody in it, but I don't see why. I don't know, bro. I can't say yes or no, but Manny Pacquiao's, I don't know if he's too big for that, bro. Isn't it? Like, why would he jump on the Zone now, bro?
Secondly, if he's gonna fight Mayweather, then I don't think Mayweather's gonna allow Pacquiao to do a deal. I don't know. I think what will happen is Mayweather's gonna do some form of negotiation with Pacquiao to stop him from doing a thing with the Zone. So it's gonna be Mayweather's Showtime, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or genuinely does a deal with Showtime.
Yeah.
So he's probably gonna hook up.
He's cool with I forgot the guy's name, the Guerrero Gomez,
Yeah.
whatever, the Showtime boxing coordinator.
So
Steven Espinosa.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the name. So 9 times out of 10, it's going to be probably between Steven Espinosa, Pacquiao, Mayweather.
But the thing is,
negotiating that deal.
Where I was coming from with it is, I don't think that I agree with you. I don't think Eddie's going to get involved. But I think Eddie would want to make a splash in America.
Absolutely.
And the best way to get subscription is being part of that fight.
Yeah, but he's getting blocked left, right, and centre.
Yeah, but exactly. Like, it's not like Eddie. You gotta remember, bro. Yeah, you see this thing where we always talk about Eddie. Yeah, we're talking from a very much a UK perspective. In America, they don't give a fuck about this guy, bro. And if you see recently, what's it called? Premier Championship Boxing, PBC, Premier Boxing Champion. Sorry, they've re-upped on a bad boy deal in America.
And
you understand me?
You know about that old Heyman deal, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. PBC and
Fox Sports, right?
Yeah, exactly, bro. And they've got P now to compete with so-called DAZN's money. You understand me? So yeah, Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather would be something that DAZN obviously would chase. But come on, bro, this is Mayweather, bro. How are you gonna come into Mayweather and tell him, "Oh, we're gonna give you this much to come on this platform"? Mayweather's gonna tell you to go suck out, bro, because realistically, Mayweather makes the pay-per-view P. He takes like a large chunk of that directly. Whereas DAZN's business model is to pay the fighter a flat fee and then people subscribe and pay $10. There's no pay-per-view on DAZN. So that fight doesn't even make sense to Mayweather.
Yeah. I was more thinking that just be part of the, like, put the money up for the fight and have... Oh yeah, because it still don't make sense. Showtime wouldn't let them do.
Definitely not.
They won't let them have any
after anyone's disrespect.
Yeah, any.
No, but it's not Showtime. Like, don't forget, yeah, Mayweather could negotiate with whoever he wants to in terms of for the TV view, TV rights for a fight. Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily need to go Showtime. It would do generally because they've got a good business relationship there. But you got to remember the thing for Mayweather where he makes his bread is the pay-per-view numbers. Do you understand me? And he takes a large percentage of each pay-per-view. Now, if you go to DAZN, how are DAZN going to match that model? Because their idea in America is there's no pay-per-views, you pay a set subscription, and then you can watch any fight. So DAZN would have to come to Mayweather with some dumb money in order for him to say, cool, I'll take your money over taking pay-per-view. Which...
Can't be both.
Nah.
No, because DAZN don't do that. That's not their model, is it? Their model is subscription.
Subscribe to DAZN.
Yeah.
Can't watch the fight anyway. They don't have to pay for pay-per-view.
Watching it through the
so same way like So same way like you make it so they can't do both. They can't say you can watch it through here if you're subscribed to here. Like see how BT Sport, for example, if you have the BT Wi-Fi, you don't have to pay for BT Sport.
Nah, the zone's its own platform.
If you have Sky, whatever other Wi-Fi provider, you have to pay for BT.
Nah, imagine the best way to describe it. Imagine Netflix. You've got and you've got all your packages inside Netflix. You've got certain movies and documentaries and whatever through Netflix. That's how the zone is. Okay. So you put on the zone and you've got all your different sports.
Yeah.
Whoever's subscribed to the zone, that's all you'll see.
Cool.
So that fact doesn't make sense. Eddie Hearn's not have no say in that. The only thing Eddie Hearn's gonna be happy about is that if that does happen, the Pacquiao versus Mayweather 2, is that, like you said, Khan is in a sticky situation. And as much
don't know where to go.
But the thing is, I don't think he's in the wrong for wanting to get Pacquiao over Kell Brook, because he's right. Pacquiao's a bigger name globally. You understand me? And again, when we look at this thing, we're looking at this purely from a UK perspective. But Pacquiao's got a fucking belt on the line, WBA, and Pacquiao's a bigger name. And there's a narrative versus Kell Brook is not bringing anything to the table other than the UK audience. And a lot of risk, bruv.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement with that, but it's just that there's always something. Do you know what I mean?
We know he don't want that smoke, does he?
Of course not. Of course not. Bro, you see what happened in the fight with the Vargas. If Kell hits him, you know, all the hatred, all the time you've made him wait, Kell's gonna put it on him.
Yeah, he would
and
turn.
That's it. Like, you're literally, you go from earning 10 mil fight, 2-3 mil fight to just going back to the scrap, bro. You're going to the undercard. You're going.
He's finished. If he loses against Kell Brook, his career's done, bro.
His career's done.
Hang it up. Hang up your gloves. Become a Sky Sports pundit or BT pundit or Zone pundit, whatever. That's it. That's what I think. That's the way Khan sees it in his head. I lose to Kell, I'm done.
Yeah, but he knows that his boxing career days are numbered, so he's just trying to catch him as much as he can. And then, he's probably got a 2 weeks against his career. On Sky
he's
Sports,
a personality. He's pretty funny on stuff.
Of course. But he knows he's got limited fights in the bag.
And that's the thing. I can't even confidently 1% say to myself that it goes 12 rounds.
Nah, you never know with Khan. You never know.
I can't say it goes 12 rounds. It's an amazing fight where we get the part 2. I just know Kell's going to catch him, and that's it.
The only thing that Khan can gives him opportunity is if Kell Brook struggles to get weight and he gasses himself up. And if Khan can survive 6 rounds, then he might be able to get that on point. But it's a difficult one, because if Kell does his weight right, then Khan can't win that fight, bro. No way. No way.
Kell gassing himself out, or Kell, I don't know whether Khan hits hard enough.
Nah, he doesn't.
Oh, so I was going to say the eye thing, his eye issue, because he's
very true. Very true. And that's like I'm worried about him. He's gone up, and if you face any of those boys in that division there, they're all bangers. If they bang you in your eye, you can lose your sight, mate.
There's too many, bro. There's too many bangs in that division. You got the Charlo, you got fucking Swift. What's my boy called with the Hurd, Lara. There's just too many, bro. Like, Kell Brook don't need nothing in that division.
He looks like his career's in a bit of a wilderness at the moment, though, because it seems that everything's hinged on Khan. And for me, it is. And that's why they need 2 fights. But I don't think Kell and Khan, it will do them a lot of favors if they can pull off 2 fights with it.
If the first fight is good, obviously.
It has to be good, but I don't see the first fight going the distance.
The problem Kell has now is the injuries. That's his biggest hindrance.
And making
What do you mean injuries? I thought he's thinking. I thought he's healthy. I thought it's just the eyes.
It's just the eye thing.
Okay.
If he gets a flush shot in the eye,
it's done up.
That's done.
Because even in that fight with Khan and Kell Brook, I think in the earlier rounds, Khan's going to get away from him. He's going to look better. He's going to get his shots off quicker.
Yeah.
Moment where Kell pegs him, and that's it. Legs are going, knees are knocking, arms are heavy, mom's spaghetti.
No, listen, we know the Khan, bro. Like, listen, we know in the welterweight division, there's 5 elite boxers right now. Yeah, we got Danny Garcia, we got Porter, we got Furman, we got Spence, and we got Bud Crawford, sorry. There are 5 dudes that will take off Amir Khan's head. You understand me? But then again, Cal Brook as well. If you go to, like I said, his like middle, there's too many killers in that division as well. So both of these two guys, like it or lump it,
need each other.
They need each other.
Need each other. Literally. Set up 14th of February 2019. That's the day.
Why 14th?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You say lovers, yeah? So it's a love thing.
Love thing. Make money. They need each other. They both need dance partners. And I think they should just get on. I think the public want it. I think even to a point with all this drama now, because I just feel like it has got to a point where it's a bit like, if it happens, it happens. All you need to do is get them in a room or in a ring where they're just dubbing each other, and that's it. The imagination will awake again. And you know what I mean? We want to see the fight because they would be able to sell that fight through promotion alone.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? From the press conference
to
the gloves are off. The gloves are off would probably be the best thing about that whole.
But the thing that we got to realize where them two kind of missed the trick is that fight would have been a couple of years ago, Wembley fight. At the moment, it's probably looking like O2 or Manchester Arena at the moment. I don't think he can do Wembley.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money lost.
People are not caring anymore.
Yeah, there's no point even doing somewhere like Craven Cottage or QPR because it's like 15, 10,000. Still might do. Still might as well put it in O2.
Why say Craven Cottage for, by the way?
That came to mind, like a small stadium.
Man's boss Fulham's football ground into boxing for no reason.
Even Stamford Bridge. But it's definitely not a Wembley fight. It would have been a Wembley fight definitely a couple of years ago. You could have played with the whole Bolton and Sheffield. You know what I mean? Literally. Even there was one day that weekend where they were looking to have the fight where Sheffield was actually playing Bolton, and it would have been the perfect time to have the fight. Yeah. You know what I mean? Perfect time to have the fight. But they're not.
By the way, it's Curtis Stevens as I meant to say about
there you go.
Triple G. But anyway, carry on.
Yeah. So again, Khan, you're looking a bit lost, mate. If that fight actually does come into fruition, because things will start picking up from Monday when it hits the ESPNs and the Fox News and the Mayweathers and not Mayweathers, there's Shannon Sharps and the Skip Bayless and the Stephen A speak about it on the airwaves. They're gonna see, they can kind of gauge what the fans want to see, and then they'll probably pick up a bit more steam from there, and then boom, the fight.
Wait a second though, right? So it's September now, right? So if they're gonna have the fight in December, it's literally 3 months, right? And both of them, Pacquiao and Mayweather, would need a good 12-week camp.
Yeah.
So realistically, there's only a 4-week window to kind of get this thing secured, really.
Yeah, true. I think Mayweather the whole time he's
obviously, yeah. He's been training for whatever.
We know that's an easy dub, don't it? We do know it's 51 and 0 after that, innit? Everyone knows.
And you'll stop him this time.
You reckon?
100%, because you know why, bro? You can see even when obviously the Conor McGregor is not really a good example. Conor McGregor is not a boxer, but you could see the style he was